Hello, I'm going to read you a paragraph from a book. Brothers, sisters, friends, citizens, this book is a call to arms. Humanity has committed a dreadful crime against itself and against Mother Earth. It is surely time for us, all individual human beings, to wrest the initiative and solve our existential crisis. Not by overthrowing or fighting anybody, but by empowering ourselves and transforming our lives one by one into the beautiful, miraculous, individual, interconnected human beings that we were born to be. So that's the opening paragraph to my first published book. And I'll talk about it in a little bit, but just to show you what the book is, and the title and who I am. So this is my book. It's called Menu for a Spiritual Revolution, Health, Harmony and Happiness. And my name's Philip Kay, and I'm coming to you from Chiang Mai in northern Thailand, where I live. Now a little bit of a background to this book, and I'll get back to the first paragraph in a minute. I've lived in Thailand since 1991. I came here for a big travel adventure and accidentally emigrated and accidentally became a teacher just to extend my adventure. And here I am 32 years later, so I think I accidentally emigrated. About 2010 I started to think about writing my book. I've been wanting to write a book for years and years, but I was loving teaching so much that I just carried on teaching. But increasingly I was looking at the world, comparing Thailand with the whole Western world, and when I came to Thailand, one of the first things I saw was much more poverty, much more, more beggars and street stuff and poorer people in general, but many more smiles, lots more apparent happiness, and this used to get me thinking, well, if the West's got so much money and so much stuff, why does it seem to be less happy than the place that's got less? And so began years and years of contemplations and so on. And then so about 2010 I was beginning to want to write my book, and then 2000, yes, it was about 2010, 2009 maybe. And I started writing the book thinking it was going to take me a year, but it took me 8 years. Crazy. Could never have believed it. I got sucked into a journey that just carried on and carried on and carried on. And the idea of the book was to write a total guide for any single human being to literally upgrade and transform their own life. One of the things I began to notice and see was that we all seem to have so many what I call unnecessary problems. The real problem is not enough food to eat, no home. That's the real problem. Once we've got that established, then we live in such a beautiful world. We've got so many opportunities. We're so skilled. We are human beings. We've got love in our hearts. We've just got we've been given everything, but we've carved out a miserable existence psychologically and rather empty spiritually. So my idea was to create the full guide. Now I've investigated the human life psychologically, spiritually, philosophically and everything. And then round about 2008 I finally had to pay attention to the fact that I was no longer a youth. My bulletproof youth was gone, and I had to fix my back problems and back pain. And it was only when I did that and I learned about the huge influence that diet has over our own health that I began to realise that, in fact, to a great degree, and there are lots of things we can't control, but so much we can control. To a great degree, we can be healthy or unhealthy by our own choices. So when I learned about food, okay, right, let's write the book. Now, Menu for a Spiritual Revolution. Menu, there's the whole 4-course meal. I've got starters, I've got main courses, and I've got puddings or desserts. and then there's I think there's an aperitif or cocktail at the end of it. And a spiritual revolution is your revolution, by you, for you, of you. I got that wrong. It's the spiritual. It's the revolution of you, by you, for you. But in you becoming super healthy and well and happy and harmonious, this changes all your relationships and everybody that you live with and work with and play with and meet, strangers as well. When you're in a happy frame of mind, that's what you're going to give out to other people. So by conducting your own a spiritual revolution and healing yourself and solving all your perennial sufferings, whether it's anger or worry or frustration or procrastination or apathy or resentment or entitlement or envy or any of those things, they all screw with our well-being. And you can be sure that when our emotional and mental well-being is upset, this impacts on our body, and then we get all the ailments, and then we go and get the pills, and we're stuck in a cycle. So this book is to get you out of the cycle. I'll say more about that, because what I've started here is I've started a new series where I'm going to extract a paragraph or two in each of my videos and read out what I wrote. And that paragraph I wrote was about, well, it was 2010, was when I started the book. And of course, you know, since 2020, the world's really gone into meltdown, humanity's calamity, I call it. So let's just read this chapter again, and then I'll give you a quick comment, and that will do for our first video. Brothers, sisters, friends, citizens, this book is a call to arms. Humanity has committed a dreadful crime against itself and against Mother Earth. It is surely time for us, all individual human beings, to wrest the initiative and solve our existential crisis. Not by overthrowing or fighting anybody, but by empowering ourselves and transforming our lives one by one into the beautiful, miraculous, individual, interconnected human beings that we were born to be. So the first thing to say there is that revolutions in the past have been violent, and then the old ways just come back, because the human psychology has been left unaddressed. We never get to the root causes, and that's always been historically the problem. Now, a spiritual revolution is an individual revolution. It's just one person doing it. So you don't go out and fight anybody. Activism is fantastic. I love activism, but a dead activist is a useless activist. So the point is that we've got lots of forces out there that we don't like. But what about inside ourselves? This is where we can take full control of our life. So what the spiritual revolution does is it guides us into changing what we can change and accepting what we can't. So what we're doing is actually we're taking charge of our own health and life. Now, I say humanity's committed a dreadful crime against itself and against Mother Earth. I think it's very useful to look at all 8 billion people as humanity, as a whole. And if we can understand humanity, then we can say, okay, well, that's the general picture of what humans are doing. Now, how do I fit into this picture? And in this way, we have a benchmark to measure ourselves against, to see where we can improve ourselves and where we're really skilled and useful and so on. So it is surely time for us, all individual human beings, to wrest the initiative and solve our crisis. We've all been brought up to believe, I think David Icke calls it little me. I'm just one person. I can't do anything. How can I change the world? I can't save the world. And so I'll continue smoking and drinking my alcohol and eating my burgers and donuts, and I'm going to continue getting angry at everybody, and I'm going to hate those bastards that are doing all the wrong things in the world, blah, 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 blah. So it's a great excuse for us to just take no action. But it's not true, because humanity is just a word. Humanity doesn't change anything. You don't suddenly get 8 billion people clicked into gear doing something at the same time. Humanity is a concept, a word, an understanding, but the action is the individual human being. So that's you and me and everybody else. So it is only individual human beings that have changed the world. Don't think anybody's saved the world. How can you save the world? How arrogant can we be to think we're going to save the world? The world's been here billions of years, but we can save ourselves. So we don't overthrow or fight anybody. We can't. They've got the tanks, the governments and all these authorities who we like to blame. They've got the tanks, they've got the guns, they've got the police, they've got the weapons. And we can see very often that the governments all around the world like to attack us, the human beings, with tear gas and batons. They beat us and they spray us as if we're cockroaches. So we can't beat them. And there's no point in trying to beat them because, in fact, they're deluded people themselves and they're lost. So it's everybody together by looking after our own behaviour. And so we would like to empower ourselves and transform our lives into a beautiful, miraculous, individual, interconnected human being. And this is where I'm going to stop for now. We are unique individual human beings, but where humanity's got seriously lost is that for some reason, somewhere along the line, it decided that we were unconnected, disconnected from the rest of the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom. We were above the life and the planet. We were more important, we were more intelligent, we were more powerful, and we were not a part of the world. We decided we were apart from the world. And it simply goes against the laws of nature. Everything is interconnected. And that will be for another time, but maybe that's some food for thought for you. If I say to you that you're completely connected to me and you're connected to all other people and the whole animal kingdom and the plant kingdom, the whole planet, everything on this planet in the gigantic whole web of life is interconnected. Nothing stands alone. Might look like it, just one person walking along, look, there goes that person, but interconnected. Even just by your feet touching the earth, you're connected to the earth, the planet. No vacuums, no black holes. So I'll leave it at that for this opening video. Consider how you are connected and how you are individual, because when we take care of our individual, unique self and make ourselves happy by our own choices and healthy by our own decisions and our own food that we eat and everything that we do, we're taking care of the individual self. But when we look at the psychological connection and all our relationships we have with our family, our friends, our work colleagues, the strangers, the neighbours, people across the world, everybody you know on social media, you're connected. You're literally connected. And that would suggest that if you are being cruel or nasty or hating somebody, you're doing it to yourself, because it's an energy force and it's in you. Okay, that's the opening video in this new series, Menu for a Spiritual Revolution, Health, Harmony and Happiness. And I'll be back again soon with another paragraph from chapter 1. Until then, have a good day.